Hello everyone, and welcome to our virtual educational program. In this module, we will be discussing emotional and behavioral sequelae or consequences of stroke. The way that we behave often depends on our emotions and the way we feel. As having a stroke is a sudden and shocking event in one's life, many emotions can arise as a consequence. Additionally, not only can stroke impact one's mood and outlook, but the damage caused by the injury can also cause physiological changes in the brain that have effects on one's emotional and behavioral health. In fact, we are constantly receiving information from the environment around us, which our brain has to perceive, understand, and organize. This is called cognition. The brain uses this information to adjust how we think and react, and to dictate our overall behavior. If parts of the brain are damaged and changed by a stroke, then our way of interpreting the world around us changes, therefore altering our behavior as well. Additional effects of stroke can also affect our emotions and our behavior. For example, pain can make one more irritable. Frustration for not being able to participate in activities as one used to can build up anger or aggressiveness. And lastly, fatigue, which is tiredness that does not improve with rest, is common after a stroke. Fatigue can increase someone's likelihood of isolating themselves. Overall, emotional and behavioral changes are common experiences after a stroke. Understanding and addressing these changes is important for the individual with the injury, as well as for their caregiver and family. What are the most common changes after a stroke? The three most common emotional and behavioral changes that have been reported by individuals with a stroke are apathy, anger or aggression, and inappropriate behavior. First, apathy. This can be defined as lacking motivation to do things, or participate in activities that were once meaningful to the individual. Someone may lose interest in life and not want to take part in daily activities. Apathy is fairly common after a stroke, and it can also be a sign of depression, although it can also happen on its own. A tip for addressing apathy is to plan your day. Having structure to the day can sometimes help people with apathy. Additionally, getting social support, such as from friends or family, can help increase motivation to participate in one's meaningful activities. Second, anger and aggression. Many individuals with stroke may find themselves getting frustrated and angry after a stroke. This may be due to no reason at all, or may be due to something that wouldn't have created these feelings before the injury. Anger can be manifested as shouting, throwing items, or threatening people. As this feeling can cause risk to self or others, it is essential to understand and address these feelings. How to address anger? First, learn the triggers, what makes one angry, and think of how to avoid them. If one is experiencing fatigue and their behavior changes into aggression when they are feeling tired, one may address this by making sure they get more rest or by doing things earlier in the day, when you have more energy. Or if one becomes angry due to boredom, planning your day ahead, and making sure there are plenty of meaningful activities in the plan can help mitigate the negative feelings. Second, develop a strategy. Find a word, phrase, or sign that you can use with your family and friends when feelings of anger are arising, or when you recognize the signs of anger in your loved one. Additionally, one may find walking away and being on their own for 15 minutes to be an effective strategy to decrease the negative feelings. And lastly, people can lash out sometimes because they feel ignored or not in control. Having a friend or family member listen and involve them in the decision is a helpful way to address anger. For example, even though your loved one may not be able to make their own lunch, they may still want to be involved in the decision of what to have to eat, or when to eat. As a caregiver, it is essential that you look after your own safety as well. And maybe walking away may be the best solution in certain situations. And lastly, inappropriate behavior. Although there is no universal definition for inappropriate behavior, as it is subjective and cultural, it can be defined as behavior that breaks the rules and makes others feel uncomfortable. This can happen after a stroke for a number of reasons. For example, someone may lose their ability to read social situations and social cues. They won't understand what is expected of them, so they may stand too close to people, interrupt them while they're talking, or not be able to understand and respond to body language. Inappropriate behavior may also be manifested by not being able to think decisions through properly, so someone may act impulsively or spend money unwisely. Lastly, inappropriate behavior may also be seen as losing one's inhibitions. This causes one to be impulsive. They may seem more self-centered and refuse to do anything that doesn't produce immediate results. This aspect of inappropriate behavior can also affect sexual behavior, so one may crave more physical intimacy than they used to, or make inappropriate comments to other people. How to address inappropriate behavior? First, as a caregiver, it may be important to explain what is acceptable and what is not. Be firm, but not rude. Remember that the behavior is not deliberate. And praising positive behavior may help your loved one understand what is considered appropriate. Also, get everyone on board. Being consistent is important, so talk to other friends, family members, and carers to ensure everyone is on the same page. Can one go back to how they were? As one recovers, they may feel that their behavior is changing and improving. As such, they may start feeling better physically and emotionally. But some changes may persist. Although they are still the same person, a stroke may permanently change the way they respond to things. Although it is not always possible to return to the way one was prior to the injury, getting help and support increases the likelihood of recovery. Contact your stroke nurse or general practitioner, who will be able to look into causes for the change in behavior and emotional well-being. There may be cognitive problems, such as changes in memory and thinking, that may require to be addressed. What can I do about the change in behavior? First, it is important for the affected individual to listen to others. As it is often difficult to see changes in their own behavior, listening to others who have a different perspective may help them understand what they are feeling. Friends and family often talk about their loved one's personality changing after a stroke, or they may claim that they have become a different person. However, it is important to note that changes in behavior do not equate to changes to the person. Remember, a stroke cannot change who one is. Second, taking time. Some change to behavior is to be expected, although it may be difficult to understand at times. Many people find that they have to learn what is normal for them again, and this may take time, both for the affected individual and for their family and friends. Third, talking about the way you feel can really help. This is both for the affected person and for their family. You may do this with a professional, a friend or family member, or with a support group. In fact, many people find support groups to be helpful because you may talk about your problems with people who are likely going through similar experiences. Thank you for your attention during this video. We hope the information provided was helpful to you.